Hi everyone and welcome to another pick a card reading with today's subject, what is attracting you? First of all, I would like to apologize. This is going to be a very short reading because, well, guess what? I have COVID. So unfortunately, it is what it is. But anyway, the reason why I have chosen this subject is because we have a really powerful energy in the sky, this Mars, Venus, and Pluto conjunction, and we saw this playing out in the world in the most savage manner possible. But there are so very many different expressions of this energy, and some of them have absolutely nothing to do with any assertive action. This can be seen as a really strong energy of attraction, where two or let's say even more elements meeting each other, being drawn to each other, create something new, either a couple, for example, or a project, or something they will be working on in the future. So something is definitely being created out of this, and of course, the attraction can also be transformational because it can basically bring out a certain part of us which doesn't usually come to the surface. So it can really show us another side of ourselves. And the usual way we would expect this energy to play out is, everyone knows what they would desire the most. So what they are attracted to, what they would wish to have in their lives, the experiences they would like to live, etc., etc. But sometimes, without our express knowledge, without our awareness, we are also being pulled into, let's say, other people or other karmic situations, gravitational force, so to speak. So, very many times we find ourselves pulled in a certain direction by someone else's attraction, or basically someone else that can also be a group of people, for example, manifesting us in a certain situation. Like the best possible example for this, when there is a job vacancy, well, the group of people are gonna very quickly, let's hope, manifest a new colleague. So basically, that is the force of attraction, and that attraction will ultimately catch someone, a person in the sphere of manifestation, and that person has a very likely chance to become the new colleague. But of course, this is just an example, this is just like an analogy, because from a karmic perspective, this can play out in so very many different ways. It doesn't really have to be a job situation, because when there is a karmic vacancy for a position, a role, any kind of opening, well, that is going to be almost quantumly filled in by someone, and sometimes that someone happens to be us. So in the following, let's take a look at the interpretation of the three piles of cards. Hello everyone who has chosen the first pile. Your tarot card is the Seven of Pentacles, and we have two additional clarifying cards, which are from a really special Astro Tarot deck that a dear friend of mine gifted to me. So basically those have a different kind of symbolism. What this suggests to me is a very, very special childhood dream of yours. Or it can also be a dream that basically stayed with you for most of your life. Maybe it's not a big passionate dream in the sense that I'm gonna go out and achieve something or do something or to necessarily have something. It is a little bit different. It is very, very hard to even define what this energy is. Well, in all cases, it is definitely to live something, to experience something, but the details are so very unique to each and every one of you. So, for example, for some people, this dream can be like a relationship or a certain kind of connection, for example. For other people, it can be for them to get to a certain cycle of their lives, and that cycle plays out in a specific way, as in meeting their preference, meeting something that they may have asked from the universe. Like, let me just give you an example. By the time I reach 30 something, I would like to step into this and that phase of my life. So it can be something very, very big like this. For others still, it can be like a lifestyle. For example, those of you who always wanted to be, for example, artists, like proper artists, and live the lifestyle. So you may have the skill, you may have the knowledge, let's say maybe studies, but you could never ever live the lifestyle of an artist. So basically don't really have the lived experience of an artist, just the skill, but how you manage that skill. Maybe that skill was used in much more practical ways, so in business and stuff like that, so that wasn't as artistic. And maybe this is what's coming, another phase of your life when you actually get what you worked for, but in an authentic and a genuine way. This Seven of Pentacles shows me a seed that was planted long, long ago, and that seed couldn't really find fertile soil for so very many different reasons. Karmically, the soil was blocked from giving you the fruit that the seed will one day bear, so to speak. And it is only now, when the climate and the composition of the soil, symbolically speaking of course, have changed. So now that seed, which was preserved, which was, let's say, dried out but preserved, is now entering the soil and growing and growing. And perhaps it has been growing for the past 7 years of your lives. And chances are this year it will really start to show the flowers. And when you see the flowers, well, you know to expect fruit at the autumn especially. So basically it is that seed that you have planted, and that seed being a dream, but a sacred dream, and that dream is making itself real right now. And perhaps the most interesting part of this, it doesn't really depend on you right now, almost in any way, shape or form. Either that everything is already launched into play, you're already almost divinely guided, almost like being a puppet and the divine pulling the strings, but in the best, in the most elevated sense possible. The divine just showing you the direction, guiding you, and sometimes restricting you so much in the material world. For example, no other job or any kind of opportunity or any opening available to you for many, many years, almost like a big bad fortune, but almost like forcing you to stay on your skill, on your talent, to try and believe in your dream that much more. Because when we live the opposite of what our dream is, the dream doesn't really die, it can become even more intense. It can just flame up, heat up, and then it will explode one day. And when it does, that means it becomes reality. And I don't know why, but this also shows me that regardless of what your dream is, even if it's not really about your career or your life path, there is someone, or there is gonna be someone involved. So a person will open the way for you. So for some people, this will mean either a romantic relationship or some kind of a muse or a mentor or someone to help you, like a sponsor. For others, it is just romance. Their big dream is to live in a harmonious relationship with someone who they really, really resonate with. While for others, it may be as simple as living a life of freedom and independence. But it is this karmic energy, this seed that was planted, that is actually attracting you right now, because it has grown, because it is almost a flower. It is attracting you to see it, to identify it, that it has grown, it is possible. And through a person, one way or another, it will kind of wake you up to the fact that you're already living that dream, and very, very soon you're gonna actually step into it. Because for you guys, I do get that this is already happening. This is almost complete. So this is not very far away in the future. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this helped you. And the purpose of this reading is just a little bit of inspiration to help us during these really scary times. So I hope it worked. Thank you again, and until next time, bye for now. Hello everyone who has chosen the second pile. Your tarot card is the Strength card, and the other two cards are from a special Astro Tarot deck, so I can't really name them, that a dear friend of mine gifted to me. So it is their symbolism that will contribute to the meaning. Now for you guys, this Strength card is really, really big news, because I do believe that right now you guys are in a very, very special situation where nothing really can attract you, but this is a real blessing. Even if this is a little bit of a direct contradiction, almost like a dichotomy to the theme of the reading, because it was what is attracting you. But you guys have done like a monumental, like a colossal inner work in the past 8 months, especially either autumn or summer last year in 2021. And what you have done, or what you have lived through, been through, experienced, and most importantly, transformed, changed, and healed and confronted within yourself, well, it kind of there and then shattered your reality, and it literally opened up new gates for your future, but in an invisible way, in a way that there and then you could not see. All you could feel is a very, very, very big heaviness, and a certain kind of, I don't even know how to name this, like a sensation of doom and dear, like you were almost like dying. A very strange illusion, if you will. And this is exactly why nothing can attract you, because all the power of attraction is now within your being. Nothing can attract you because right now you are literally almost physically attracting everything that you need, and even materially speaking, perhaps even quite physically speaking, let's say through coincidences, people, friends, everything that might be going on in your life right now, you are attracting everything you need to begin anew very, very quickly, so very, very soon. You need a really powerful new beginning in your life, something to actually reflect the massive change that you have done within yourself last year. Whatever you have done equals like truly saving yourself, truly uplifting your condition almost. So it was really, really massive. And as I said, it just shattered one reality, one that should have fallen off anyway, because it was no longer serving you. And now the change begins. It's almost like you're growing. It is almost like replacing everything that you had to lose, everything that you had to sacrifice, everything that you had to let go of, all your losses that you had to accept. And maybe all the pain and all the sorrow and loneliness that you had to endure. Well, that right now is making sure that whatever you attract, well, that will enter your life, because right now it's about you. So the universe is actually not allowing anyone else's interference of any kind to attract you. And even if there might be a situation where it seems that you were the one attracted, well, be sure that that is a case when it is for your highest good, when it is something so ideal that the universe chose it as the best tool to give you what you want. So this is like really, really strong creational energy that follows like a massive, massive tower moment. And the worst part is maybe that tower moment lasted for a lot of years, more than it should have. And now recovery comes just as quickly as the tower started to fall back then. But of course, nothing is gonna be the same again. The future that you are creating, generating, and the future whose components, elements, basically the material or whatever needs you are attracting in your life right now, well, those will form something unique, something new, a new chapter, but one which is beyond your expectations. Not necessarily because it's that wonderful, magical, good or bad. It's so very new that it will definitely surprise you. And of course, in the most adventurous and best ways possible. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope that this managed to inspire you a little bit, because that was the main goal of this reading. We have so much doom and gloom right now. We do need a little bit of optimism to work and energize the very powerful Jupiter that is always on our side until it stays in Pisces at least. So thank you so much, and until next time, bye for now. Hello everyone who has chosen the third pile. Your tarot card is the Two of Wands, and we have two additional cards from a very special deck called Astro Tarot, which a friend gifted to me. So these cards don't have names, but we're just gonna use their symbolism. So for you guys, it's kind of unexpected, to be totally honest with you, because this can mean two possible cases. For some of you guys, well, this is either a project or some kind of offer, some kind of collaboration, some kind of someone or a group of people trying to get you on their side, of course for something lucrative, something that is important for everyone, in the sense that you can possibly anticipate why they would contact you, maybe the work that you do, or your hobbies, your interests, your philosophies, etc. And this will lead to a really, really good collaboration, perhaps long-term collaboration. And this is where, for some reason, you were never ever attracting the best possible people, because your need to have this either alliance or project, you to be part of the project, or whatever this collaboration means, well, you tried to do this perhaps, maybe more than once, but you just never ever attracted the right people. When you initiated, it didn't really bring good results, so you kind of were discouraged. But the thing is, whoever might be attracting you, if that makes sense, so when the energies go the opposite direction, when you are the one being pulled, well, in a way, maybe another person is more appreciative, if that makes sense, of your true worth than you yourself, because there might be something very meticulous about you, or perfectionism, or something in the mental sphere which is actually a virtue, but you exaggerate it a little bit. So your sense of self-worth is not real, especially if this is a project, especially regarding what it is that you're doing. Perhaps your sense of value, how valuable your work, your contribution, whatever it is that you bring to that alliance or partnership is not as correct, precise, as authentic, as, let's say, objective as what that other person or group or whatever who would want to attract someone of your value is, because they will have the eye to see the true value in you, if you know what I mean. So whenever energies are of this nature, when there is strong force of attraction, you kind of always end up in a better place when you go with the flow, as in where or what tries to attract you, than the opposite, because you're the kind of person who doesn't necessarily need the power of attraction to do something, accomplish something, etc. You just invest your strength, your power, your skill and mastery, and it's done regardless of where the astrological or ethereal flows go to. But when there is a strong power of attraction, well, the way you benefit from it the most is when you follow the lead of the current, if that makes sense. But of course, for other people, it has absolutely nothing to do with project or life path or any kind of work or purpose in that sense. It is a highly sexual energy where either a relationship is coming, but where there's gonna be a lot of sexual intensity, and that is gonna be profoundly healing and regenerative, the kind of healing that you might not have even imagined of ever experiencing, but desired, but it wouldn't come to you in shape and form of, let's say, a therapist, a beautiful place somewhere out there, or nature's embrace in the classic sense. It actually came or is gonna come to you in this shape and form, but it, as I said, it is gonna be profoundly healing, and there is gonna be a strong partnership born out of this, even if that partnership is gonna be, for some reason or another, very, very, very atypical and unusual. So you're not really expecting to be compatible either with a person like that or the same gender, or something is very unusual there, but that will be the spice on everything. So this is what the cards have to say for today. I hope you found it inspirational, because that was the whole idea. We have so much doom and gloom right now that we do need a little bit of spark of hope. So thank you again. Until next time, bye for now.